Hey Tommy, doesn't this remind you of the story that I tell live on stage? I mean, it was a pond just like this. Well, you know what? I feel like telling the story. And it was a pond just like this, and two little boys. They're about 9-10 years old. It was really cool because they had a bet. And the bet was the one little boy could put his skates on and go faster than the other little boy. So it was a race. One 8 years old, one 9 years old. Simple. The older one says, you know what? I'll bet you any money that I can skate faster than you to the end of a pond just like this. And the other little boy says, well, I don't have any money. He says, well, you know what? If you beat me, I'll take your garbage out for 1 month. The other little boy said, well, okay, well, I'll match that. So they strapped on their skates and, you know, they were trash talking and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. And they got to the end of the pond, they strapped on their skates. And the older boy said to the younger boy, he says, I'll even let you say go. So he goes, all right, on your mark, get set, go. And they just took off. And they were about halfway down when the older boy did start taking off, and he definitely got ahead of his buddy. It was not too long when they started trash talking, and they got to an end of the ice, just like that, where it started getting soft. The little boy fell through the ice. Without hesitation, this little boy skated back. This little boy skated back and found his friend beneath the ice. Without hesitation, this little boy skated to the end of a pond and ripped off this huge limb from the tree. Ripped off this huge limb and skated back. And his friend was under the ice. And he started pounding the ice and pounding the ice and pounding the ice until there was a hole there. He dragged his little buddy up to safety. And by this time, all the neighbors start coming out. It's a neighborhood just like this. And they're like, what's going on? They called 911. This little boy, this little 9-year-old boy, saved this little boy's life. All of a sudden, we know negative people. And the negative people definitely came out. They're like, well, how'd this little boy save that little boy's life? He's only 9 years old. Do you know how much trouble he gets into at school? And by this time, there's 20, 30 people outside talking trash about a little boy that just saved a little boy's life. And finally, this man, he was a little bit older. He came out and he says, I know how that little boy saved that little boy's life. And they're like, how? Did you see him do it? How? He goes, no. He said there was nobody here to tell him he couldn't. This is Johnny D, Motivational Cowboy, telling you, don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't do something. You can do whatever you put your mind to.